3, 2, 1. Yo, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Wolfie here. We are back, and what we've got for you today is my first in the world updated camera and controller settings. Yes, I'm finally dropping it for you guys. It's been a while, actually. Sorry, I was meant to drop this a couple of weeks ago. I can't lie, I just forgot. Yeah, I did just forget. But first, guys, before we get into it, if you want to drop a like on today's video, drop a comment down below, just if you want to show some love, or if you got any video ideas for me, then of course I will respond. If you haven't noticed by now, I do reply to every single comment on YouTube, so yeah, make sure you do that. And last but not least, if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, we are very close to 15,000 subscribers, so it would mean the world if we do get there, believe you me. But yeah, anyway, enough of that intro. Let's get straight into it. Now, camera and controller settings, they are a funny one, really, because there's a couple of things this year that have actually completely changed the game. In terms of, like, controller and camera settings, believe you me, they have completely changed the game. There's one in particular that I'll tell you about. Now, the Fifa Trainer, if any of you don't know what the Fifa Trainer is, the Fifa Trainer is like, it'll have stuff above your head telling you what to do and stuff like that. I have that, obviously have that on hidden. I do not want to see that in a million years. Ugh, get off my screen. Now, time finishing, I have that on. Why do I have that on? Because sometimes I like to just green a couple of shots. Again, though, this year, more than ever, time finishing is really not a necessity. If you are someone that does not panic around the box, but you know when you are spamming B to shoot sometimes, definitely turn that off, so then you don't have the risk of having a red time shot kind of thing. So me, I leave it on, but it's really just an ego thing. Like, I don't need it on. I could really turn it off and it would not bother me. So I just like to green stuff sometimes, mainly just out of an ego thing. It really is. Now, the next player switch indicator, I do have that on. Now, this is very important. You see when you're controlling a defender, you see another defender or another player on your team that will have a very faded icon above their head. That then tells you that if you press LB, that is who you're going to switch to. So very importantly, I have that on because you want to know if you are using the LB to play a switch rather than the right analog stick. It's good to know who you'll be switching to, right? So that's why I have it on. I definitely recommend for you guys to have it on as well. I really would. I think it's very much needed, if you ask me. Very much needed. Now, the pass block assistance, yeah, I have that on. I can't lie, I've got no idea what that does. Enable pass block assistance so that your AI controlled players and user controlled players will attempt to intercept a pass. Oh, yeah, so you're definitely going to want that on. Basically, that means if you're controlling the player or the AI is controlling the player, they will try and intercept a pass when the ball's close to them. So, yeah, you're definitely going to want to have that on. Auto switching, I have it on air balls and loose balls. I know a lot of people have it on auto or manual. Don't. Air balls and loose balls is the way to go. So, basically, when the ball's in the air, if the game feels it necessary for you, it will switch you to the player closest to the ball. It's very effective. Air balls and loose balls is definitely what I use, so I really like you guys should too. Auto switching move assistance, I have that on low. I don't really know what that is, to be honest. Auto switch move assistance will keep the player you auto switch moving in the current direction for your time. Yeah, you're going to want that on low. If you have it on high, sometimes you're not going to want the player to carry on running too much. So having it on low is definitely the way you want to be. So when you select a player that's like manually tracking a through ball kind of thing, having that on low means that the player will still run for a little bit when you select him. You're going to want that. Now, this is very important. Your default settings for the jockey will be assisted. Me, personally, I like it to be on manual. I feel like I'm in more control of the defender. Again, this is all down to personal preference, so have a little play around with it on manual and see if you do prefer it or not. It will be on assisted by default, but me, I prefer manual jockey 100%. Auto flare passes, I do have that on. I don't really know why I have it on. I just sometimes like them to do a bit of a back heel or something if I want them to. The auto clearances, I have that off. That means sometimes if you have it on, which will be default, by the way, I think it is on by default, your player will sometimes just boot the ball out. So turn that off. You do not want that happening when you're on your screen, believe you me. Auto shots, I do have that on. Obviously, if you're firing across, sometimes the game will just shoot for you if you don't have time to react. That's why you have it on. You will score more goals with it. Even if it is just like over the course of the year, what, 5 or 6, 7 goals, it's still 5, 6, 7 more goals that you wouldn't have if you had it off, right? So leave it on. I leave it on, so you should too. Player lock, I do have that on. That is when you can do, you know, you press your both analog sticks in and then you flick the right analog sticks to the player you want and you'll select that player. I'm going to bring out a video. I'm not going to bring out a video now because obviously the FIFA's dying and stuff. But if player locks are as effective as they are on FIFA 21 and 22, I'm going to have a tutorial out for you guys very soon on that. Because player locks, if you use them right, Believe you me, they are broken beyond belief. But again, I'm going to wait to see if they get nerfed or patched on FIFA 22 first before I drop that for you guys. Because there's no point me dropping a video on it for you guys now when it doesn't work in FIFA 22 because it's just pointless. Contextual Agile Dribbling. It will be on by default, but I have it off. A lot of pros do actually use it on because it is effective in some scenarios, but I can't get on with it. I don't like it, me. So I have it off. Basically, it means that the player will do like L1R1 dribbling sometimes for you automatically. I don't like that, so I have it off. Assisted headers, I have it off. It's irrelevant if you have it on or off. Right stick switching, I do have it on player relative. That's what you should have it on. By default, I think it is on player relative as well, so just leave that. Assisted ground pass assistant. Now, through balls will be on semi. You want that on assisted. It's what makes the through balls very broken this year. Putting it on assisted, so make sure you do that as well. Shot assistance, assisted. Cross assistance, semi. I don't know any of these. Analog sprint. I have the analog sprint off. Tactical defender, it doesn't matter because it's all the same setting when you go into an online FIFA game anyway. Now, the pass receiver lock, I actually have it on early rather than late. It did used to be, it'll be on late by default, but I prefer having it on early. I have all my buttons the same, so you aren't going to want to change that too much. But the only thing I change is my teammate contain is normally... So it'll be like that for you guys, right? I put my teammate contain to be A, so I feel like I can second man press a lot easier than using RB. That's just what I prefer anyway. Now I'm going to show you the camera settings that I use. I'm just going to go into a game, actually. It'll be a lot easier. If I just go into like a squad battles game, be a lot easier for me to show you the different camera settings and different camera angles that you can use. Me personally, I've always used the same camera angles for a very long time on FIFA actually. How can I play squad battles? Where is it? There, yeah. I've actually always used the same the same camera angles really. I've never really changed it too much. I've always played the same. I'll show you what I use because I feel like actually a lot of people with camera angles, it really is down to personal preference, honestly. Like, what you prefer is down to you, honestly. Like, I could tell you to use my camera angle and you could absolutely despise the camera angle, right? But as long as you like the camera angle you're using, that's all that matters. I feel like people look too much into it. If you know for a fact that you're not liking your camera angle, then obviously change it. So here we are. This is mine right here. What is my camera angle, I hear you ask? Well, the camera angle that I use, I will show you right now, is tele-broadcast, custom camera settings. Oh, 15 height, 0 zoom. I was going to say it shouldn't be 17. 15 height, 0 zoom. Now, the other good ones that I definitely feel like you could use are co-op. If you do use co-op, though, use like 10 height, 0 zoom. Co-op, you do see more of the pitch. But for me, when I've been using co-op and stuff like that, because I did actually try a little bit of co-op this year, I just didn't like the way that co-op felt in terms of like my attacking side of the game. I didn't like it, really. So me, tele-broadcast, 15 height, 0 zoom is my absolute bread and butter. Something that I absolutely love. You can use a bit of classic if you want, but again, it's a little bit too zoomed in for me. But 15 height, 0 zoom tele-broadcast. Look, you're not too far in, you're not too zoomed out. It's kind of like the perfect one for me, really. Like, it really is perfect for me anyway. Whether or not you do like it as well, though, that is, of course, up to you. But for me, that is what works. But thank you. Oh, I nearly just dropped my controller. But thank you for watching, guys. That is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to drop a like on this video. Drop a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button to my channel and hit that bell so you do get a notification every time I do drop a brand new video. And remember, guys, Twitch, Twitter, and my TikTok are down in the description below. Spread the love of positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love.